This twisted storyline was created and hosted only alien an audience. It is for entertainment purposes only. The comments by interview guests and images constitute neither an endorsement nor recommendation by Elizabeth and/or Intelligent Productions. It does not warrant the completeness, accuracy, legality, or timeliness of any comments herein. EP1 and EP2 disclaim any and all responsibility for comments or images within or the consequences thereof.
Look at me. Straighten the bald head. About here. That is called the bump of knowledge. With this bump you shall have wisdom. Walking around with my dirty laundry bag, as you can see, I just feel like a douche, like a schmuck. What's the big deal? Just because I have my dirty laundry bag, why would I think that? What do you think? Do you think I look like
just
a schmuck?
hate looking at your fat face in the mirror every day and saying, what am I adding to the society? What? If you're in a sort of brain freeze kind of mood right now that you don't even feel like focusing on anything, so why don't you just turn on, so why don't you just turn So let's start today. Come on, let me see you smile. Give us a smile. Good. Love you.
All rights reserved. No animals were harmed during the production of this video. Do not operate the machinery while viewing this video as it may cause arousal. External use and continued use of irritation develops. And the penalty of law did not remove this tag under the reach of children. Or the order prohibited sorry from the state from the penalty required.
The biggest enemies that we have actually are ourselves. Thinking of all the things that bother us, and you'll see these tormented looks on people's faces. The struggles inside your mind.
Buddhists say all of suffering comes from two things: clinging and grasping. We're either trying to get something or we're trying to hang on to something.
And you know what?
Everything is based on that.
You are not your thoughts. And when I read that, I had the biggest sense of relief. I was like, oh, wow, that's, wow.
This whole thing with the ego and EGO, Earth Guide Only.
It's very earthbound. It's not spiritual at all.
The essence of you is not your thoughts, and that your thoughts come from your egos. You sit with your feelings. You do not indulge your feelings, but you don't deny them either.
I would sit if I had the time.
That happens in pregnancy.
If I had the time, I would sit with it, and I would just sit with that rage, and it would get so big. And I can remember one day pounding my knees, but I wouldn't let myself indulge it, and I wouldn't let myself ignore it.
Acknowledge, this is the way I feel, and sit there and feel it for a minute. It just goes away.
Always read and follow directions. Secure your own oxygen mask before assisting others. No portion of this video production may be copied without the express written consent. Broadcasting is strictly prohibited. Batteries not included. Barbie Dream House sold separately.
You have to be your own psychologist.
We made reasonable efforts to be tactful, law-abiding, and correct, but it's not certain that has been accomplished. Although we made reasonable efforts to not offend, break any law, we are not sure. We also assume no responsibility for errors and omissions in this production. There will be a sequel that will hopefully address these issues.
Oh no!